Hi all, Ross here, Thomas Classic and Modern. Welcome back to the channel. This is the second episode now of our shortened up series of videos of a full engine strip and inspect. So let's get stuck in. So back at it. I put my jumper on because it's gone cold over here because it's getting late in the evening. I've taken a water pump off, just to get that out of the way. What I've just done is I've just backed off now all of the rocker adjustment because I want to lift the head off. But what that has revealed is, if you can see that, the side-to-side movement and rock in some of these rockers, not so much, well, you still feel it a little bit in the center ones, and I think that's just because they're closer, they're tighter, but they are awful. They are really, really badly worn. So, there we go. They are junk. What we're going to do now is we're going to get the cylinder head off. I backed all of the rockers off, which I like to do whenever I'm doing a head gasket as well. Just relieves the pressure on all of the valves. Because obviously the camshaft is going to be in a position where it's still pushing up some of those valves, which is that one. So number 7 and number 1, but only very slightly. So we're going to crack on and whip those off, and we shall see what we have underneath. Now, I like to, rule of thumb, best practice and all that, I like to take the head nuts off in the order that you would usually torque them down. So that's number 1 in center. Going to be a bit of swap seat because this actually has what looks like ARP or some sort of multi-point head nuts on the rocker side of things. They're probably ARP ones, but they're just the nuts, not. And interestingly, they haven't got the hardened washers underneath either. So they've probably done that for clearance on the rockers, because when you run these roller rockers with the normal flanged head nuts, they can sit very close and sometimes contact. I just brought the head stud out. That's not unusual. That is very tight on there as well. And again, it'd be nice if we had smell-o-vision. That good old stench of burnt hot oil. Now, last 2, and then what I'm actually going to do then is just nip the rocker pedestal nuts off. And that one has brought the stud out as well. Rocker pedestal nuts are not normally that tight, which they're not. And again, these are the ARP style multi-point nuts. There we go. So we can now lift our rocker gear off, which I'm not worried about housekeeping, but what I will do, I'll probably put it in another part of this video. I will take these apart and we'll have a look at how bad these rockers actually are inside. What I actually did is strip those rockers and found that they were absolutely ruined. I did post a short video of that on my Facebook page, which is Thomas Classic and Modern on Facebook. Never ever reuse cam followers anyway, so these don't need to be worried about. They can go in any order, but I do like to give them a check as I'm taking them apart to see if there's any obvious damage or wear on the bottom. You do get a little nipple forming on the bottom where they run in the cam followers. But one of the biggest things I like to look for when I'm using these, aside from checking that they're straight afterwards, is any corrosion. Because I have seen a fair few of these where there's quite a bit of rust on the bottom, which indicates, you know, it's had moisture in the oil and it's been sat there for a period of time, etc. All of these look pretty good and very even, so to speak. So hopefully the head will now lift. We can get that off. And there it goes. If I just turn that straight over, that's rather interesting. That looks a little bit all over the place. This one doesn't look so bad. Bit cleaner than this one, but these don't look great. Yeah, we are a little bit damp in there. There are carbon deposits and quite coked up on top of the pistons. To be expected. It's a, you know, it's a used engine, but yeah, we have some scoring, up and down scoring in that bore here and there. Certainly some scuffing at the back. No major damage to be seen there. However, we have some quite heavy corrosion marks in this bore here. That bore's not looking great in there. Need to have a bit of a further look at that. Let's just spin it over and see what we've got. Ooh, it's actually quite stiff to turn over as well, considering there's nothing in there. Well, right, pop those to the top, and we have exactly the same. Wow, yeah, center cylinder. Some not sure what it looks like from that side. Yeah, we've got some certainly some marks here and there, scuffing up and down, corrosion marks in the bores. So the next step for this one is now obviously a full strip and inspect and a measure up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whip all the head studs out. I'm going to clean off some of the carbon deposits off the top of this piston here, because what I like to do now before I strip these is I like to get an idea of what the deck height is. Now I can already see by the feel of that it's very little. So this is probably your standard sort of Cooper engine high compression pistons. What it might mean, or what this allows me to do, should I say, measure the deck height both ends, allow me to have a look to see if there's much of a swing on the block, much of a slant, and also it'll give me an idea where we're going to go in the future in terms of a skim over the top of the block to clean it. And then obviously we may need to modify pistons, drop the deck, drop the crown, and maybe get some custom dish pistons on the go to make our compression ratio correct. The other thing that I do is I also now calculate the compression ratio as it was, which is always just nice to know how this thing was running previously in terms of compression ratio. So there we go. I'm going to leave that section of the video there for the time being. And as I say, I'm going to box on, get these studs out, and then we'll do some measuring. And we'll pick up the video again. We'll start it again, and we'll box on. I think what we'll do next is we'll strip the timing cover end, seeing as we can, and then we'll concentrate on getting the engine off the box. So that's where we'll go next. Okay, I'm going to just butt in there, and we'll leave that video where it is for the time being. I've come to editing that video, and as I suspected, it's a tad too long. So we'll leave things there for the time being. Please look out for the next episode of the video, which will be coming very shortly. And we hope to see you very soon on the channel. In the meantime, please give us a like, a subscribe, a share. And as always, if there's anything else you think you'd like to see in a video, drop us a line and let us know. Thanks very much.